The foundation of compliance, identifying key requirements and mandatory elements. This lecture is all about the must-haves, the things you absolutely have to do to be considered for the bid. We'll learn how to spot them and why they're so important. The importance of identifying requirements. RFP analysis requires meticulous attention to detail. Missing a key requirement is like missing a step in a recipe. The whole thing falls apart. Compliance is the foundation of a successful bid. Key requirements versus mandatory elements. There's a subtle but crucial difference. Mandatory elements are explicitly stated as required. Think shall or must. Key requirements are broader. They're essential but might not be labeled as mandatory. Examples of mandatory elements. These are your deal breakers. Miss a deadline, use the wrong format, or lack a required certification, and you're out, no matter how good your solution is. For example, submission deadlines, format and structure, legal compliance, certifications and licenses, financial stability, insurance requirements. Examples of key requirements. These are the essential features or capabilities the client needs. You might not get disqualified for missing one, but it will significantly hurt your chances of winning. For example, technical specifications, functional requirements, service level, agreements, project management methodology, experience and qualifications. Techniques for identifying requirements. How do you find these? Thoroughly review the RFP. Look for those must-have words. Create a compliance matrix to track everything. Highlight and annotate the document. Involve different people in the review, and use checklists. The role of AI in identifying requirements. AI is becoming very helpful here. It can automate the process of finding and categorizing requirements, making it faster and more accurate. I can extract requirements, identify keywords, check compliance, assess risk, and even analyze data to find patterns. It's like having a tireless assistant that never misses a detail. Examples of AI-assisted identification. Here are two examples. I can scan for shall and must to check compliance, or it can identify keywords related to certifications or regulations. AI-powered compliance checking. An AI tool can be used to scan an RFP document and identify all instances of shall, must, or required. It can then cross-reference these instances with the proposal content to ensure that each requirement is addressed. If a requirement is not found in the proposal, the AI tool can flag it as a potential non-compliance issue. AI-driven keyword identification. An AI tool can be trained to identify keywords or phrases that are commonly associated with mandatory elements, such as certified, licensed, compliant, or audited. It can then highlight these keywords in the RFP document and prompt the user to verify whether they represent a mandatory requirement. Prompt examples for AI-assisted identification. These are examples of how you might instruct an AI tool to find requirements. Notice the specific language. Create a compliance matrix that lists all mandatory requirements from this RFP and maps them to the corresponding sections in the proposal template. And another one. Analyze this RFP and extract all sentences or phrases that contain the words must, shall, will, or required. Indicate whether each instance represents a mandatory requirement. To illustrate the practical application of AI in identifying key requirements and mandatory elements, let's look at a couple of case studies. Case Study 1. AI-powered RFP analysis in government contracting. Government contracting is notorious for its complex and stringent requirements. RFPs in this sector can be lengthy, filled with legal jargon, and demand strict adherence to numerous regulations. Missing even a single mandatory requirement can lead to disqualification, which can be incredibly costly. In this case study, a government contractor decided to leverage an AI tool to analyze a particularly challenging RFP for a large-scale IT project. The AI tool was specifically used to automate the extraction of all mandatory requirements. This included identifying requirements related to security certifications, which often vary by government agency, compliance standards, such as data security and accessibility standards, reporting requirements, detailing how the contractor must provide progress updates. By automating this process, the contractor was able to achieve several benefits. Speed. The AI tool could analyze the RFP much faster than a human team, significantly reducing the time spent on initial analysis. Accuracy. The AI tool was less likely to overlook any mandatory requirements, minimizing the risk of human error. Focus. The contractor's team could focus on developing a strong proposal instead of spending excessive time on tedious requirement identification. Ultimately, this AI-driven approach allowed the contractor to create a more compliant and competitive proposal, increasing their chances of winning the contract. Case Study 2: AI-assisted compliance checking in healthcare. The healthcare industry also has its own set of complex regulations, particularly concerning data privacy and patient information. RFPs for healthcare solutions, such as electronic health record EHR systems, often include strict compliance requirements related to HIPAA, data privacy laws, and interoperability standards, the ability of different systems to exchange information. In this case study, a healthcare provider used an AI tool to analyze an RFP for a new EHR system. The AI tool was used to assist with compliance checking, specifically to flag any requirements related to HIPAA compliance, protecting patient health information, data privacy, adhering to relevant state and federal laws, interoperability standards, ensuring the EHR system can communicate with other healthcare systems. The benefits of using AI in this scenario included reduced risk. The AI tool helped to identify and address all critical compliance requirements, reducing the risk of legal penalties and reputational damage. Improved quality. By ensuring compliance, the AI tool contributed to the overall quality and completeness of the proposal. These case studies demonstrate the real-world value of AI in helping organizations navigate complex RFPs and ensure compliance, which is a fundamental aspect of successful bid management. Challenges and considerations. AI is powerful, but it's not perfect. It can misinterpret language, and the data it's trained on matters. Human oversight is still essential. Key takeaways. Identifying requirements is the foundation of a compliant bid. Know the difference between key and mandatory, and use AI wisely to help you.